Hi guys, welcome back to All Things Tatties. Thank you guys to everybody who's subscribed, who's shared, who's liked. Thank you so much. And guys, I really want to get to 100 subscribers this month, so please do help me by subscribing, by sharing, by tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much for all the support. And you've already seen the title of this video, but I'm just going to caveat it and say I am not a career advisor. I just believe in learning from different people, from people who've gone through the exact same experience, regular people, so yeah. The reason why I brought this topic up was last year I got passed up for a promotion, and that was so hurtful. I was so hurt. I felt rejected. I felt like I was the only one out of everyone. The feelings you feel, they're valid. They're feelings at the end of the day, so you can feel whichever way you feel, but at the end of the day, you always have to step back and see what it is exactly that you've learned from the experience. So I just want to, talk to you guys and about how I navigated through it and, how I am where I am now. I mean, I still haven't been promoted, by the way. I'm just, how I managed to get over that rejection and the feelings that came with it. So one of the first things that I can say that I did, or I'll suggest you do, is cry it out, mope about it, whatever it is. Get your feelings out. I personally am not a believer of suppressing feelings. I really believe in expressing how you feel, whether it be crying, well, obviously not rage or throwing things to the wall, whatever, I don't know. But anyways, to each their own. So do whatever it is that you need to do to express how you're feeling. If you're going to spend a day in bed eating ice cream, watching sad movies or whatever, do that. That's how you express how you're feeling, that you're sad, that you're hurt, that you're disappointed. So I would suggest let it all out. Don't keep things in, because at the end of the day you're destroying yourself inward. So you might as well just let it out. And for me, with letting it out, one of the things that I did was I spoke to people. So I have like I don't have a lot of friends, but I have really good friends. All my friends, people that I call friends, are really good friends. And then I've got close family, so I literally spoke to each and every one of them. I spoke my mom, my dad, my friends, my sister, I spoke to everybody about it, and I cried to them. I vented to them. I just expressed myself. Guys, I never tire when it comes to expressing myself about things, I guess. So maybe that's why it worked for me. Like, if X is tired of hearing about it, or if I feel like I've spoken to X too much, I call Y. When I've spoken to Y too much, I call D. So it's fine. Just, let it all out. But just be careful. Don't go out and vent to the wrong people. And when I say wrong people in this situation, the wrong people would probably be your work colleagues, because you don't want to now say the wrong thing to the wrong people and end up in the wrong office. So just, keep your venting out of the workplace, because when you're venting, you can say anything like, I don't want this job anymore, or whatever. Who knows what you say when you're venting, although you don't mean it, or it's just in the heat of the moment. So just be careful and speak to the right people. And speaking to the right people also comes with, I'm a Christian, so my Heavenly Father, my go-to all the time. So speak to God about it. I know for me, I struggle, especially when I'm going through really hard times, to articulate how I'm feeling to God. So I literally cannot let words out, so I write it down. I write, like in the form of a letter or journals or whatever, but that is still me expressing to God that this is how I'm feeling. I'm hurt. How can you do this to me? He's your God, he's your Father, so let him know how you're feeling. So just express yourself as well. But after that, I would suggest, maybe going to the Bible and actually reading about stories of people who've been through similar setbacks. I actually did a week long devotion. I think it was 10 days or so, a devotion about, setbacks in the career and all that stuff. And it really helped me, because they're very encouraging verses in the Bible, about situations like that. And there's so many people who went through a lot of setbacks as well in the Bible that you can draw, inspiration from. So I would also suggest, going to your Heavenly Father with it. So once all that's done, you've gone through the whole personal experience, the personal feelings, I would then suggest that go to work, speak to your bosses, speak to your managers, and try and get some feedback on why it is you did not, get the promotion, and try and get specifics, because I know sometimes the information that you get may be a bit waffled out because people may find it hard to, relay difficult messages and stuff. But ask for specifics. Keep asking questions so that you know in which way you can work to get the promotion next time. And don't be afraid to express that you really want the promotion. They're the ones who make the decisions, right? So express it to them how deeply you really want it, or how deeply you want, the opportunity. It could be a promotion or opportunity in the business or a job offer or whatever it is, just don't be afraid to express, how much you really want that, because when the opportunity comes up again, you'll be the first person on their mind, the first person they want to push forward for, because you've really expressed, how much this means to you, so I would suggest, getting the feedback and working on the feedback. Don't take it personally, work on the feedback. Also understand if there were other people who got promoted to that position and you didn't, understand what it is that they did, to get themselves to that position, and find out, how you can also navigate in a similar pattern, and I also suggest, arranging, like feedback meetings with your line managers or your bosses or whatever, whatever business you're in, maybe a weekly one or a monthly one, just to know that you're on track, and if there's something that you need to fix, you can get that information a bit earlier, than only finding out when it's now the feedback cycle or whatever later on, in the year. So I would suggest doing that. But in the same breath, I would also suggest you jotting down every week or every month, whichever works for you, what achievements you've accomplished in the business. Because when it comes to feedback, people, as human beings, we do tend to focus more on what was done wrong instead of what was done right. So if you put your mindset to focus on what you've done right, what you've been doing good as well, so that when you're having the feedback meetings, you also highlight those areas that, oh yes, you thank them for their feedback, and you also say, oh yeah, I just wanted, to talk about, remember that time when I did this and all that stuff, what do you think about that, etc. So that also puts that in that person's mind, for when they're now giving you the feedback for the next opportunity in the business. So I would suggest, regular meetings, and also just keeping in touch with what you're doing right in the business. My final thought on this is, don't dwell too much though on the sadness. Give it time and then move on from it, because what will happen is, if you want to dwell too much on it, it's going to now affect you, it's going to affect your attitude at work, and you won't be able to focus on the right things and the things that will get you that opportunity the next time. And if you're now, your attitude at work changes, or you become negative at work, now you're giving the the feedback givers or the decision makers a reason, another reason to be like, actually this person cannot take difficult situations, and look at how they're acting because they didn't get the specific opportunity. And now this actually this person, the higher you go, the more difficult the situations are. You're going to get more disappointments the higher you go up in the business, or in your career. So if you're not able to handle yourself in a disappointment now, what more when you're higher up in your career, and now that works against you. So I just say, don't dwell on it for too long. But one of my key takeaways from this experience, and I think I mentioned it in my 10 lessons of 2020, is, at the end of the day, if you're working for a company, you're working for a business. So a business will always make decisions that's good for the business. It's not personal. It's got nothing to do with you most of the time. So I would suggest, don't take it so personally, because as human beings, one of the people that I spoke to told me that as human beings, we really do get attached to a business because we're going there every day. We're, putting our work, our time and all that every day. But the business is not necessarily attached to us, so we just also need to find a way to detach ourselves emotionally, from the business, so that we don't take these things too personally when we do get, difficult messages and stuff. So I would really suggest that. And, thank you guys. Those were really just my thoughts, and I just hope, it helps somebody, share it with people who are just starting off in their career, or, if you're in your career and you've been passed up for an opportunity or whatever, just let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, how you navigated through it, and how I can continue navigating through it, because this happened in the past 6 months, so it's it's still fresh for me, and it's still hurtful and all that stuff. So I just want to discuss with you guys, so let me know. But thank you guys for watching. I really hope that you guys subscribe, share the video, road to 100 subscribers. Let's do this together, and yeah, see you next time.